doing this our usual way with Zoom um, because of the governor. Let's see. Dave, are you here?
Dave is here.
Justin,
Here.
Linda,
Here.
Yes,
Prabhu,
sir.
I'm here. Vikram is not going to make it. Chris,
Present.
Natalie,
Present.
okay, and Dave Russell.
Yes, thank you.
Mr.
All
Chairman,
right.
I do note we have one attendee, which is Dave, Douglas Hausler. I believe, Dave, is that your attorney?
Yeah, he said he might be on. He just to stand by in case there were any legal questions.
Yep.
Um,
With your permission, I'd like to promote him to a panelist, if, Mr. Chairman.
Please. Douglas?
Yes,
You're here.
thank you very much.
All right. And you're on the screen. Let's see. First item is public input. This is where we let the public talk to us about things that aren't on the agenda. I don't think there's much public, so I don't think there's much input, is there? That's what
It's just us right now, so.
brings me to action items. Lot release, estates at Bull Meadow. Chris.
Yeah, so just to give a little bit of a background, at the board's previous meeting, we approved the bond for this subdivision. It was noted that there was no specific vote for actual release of the lots, so I did reach out via email to members of the board to get their input of whether or not that fell within the intent of the bond release, and a number of the members expressed that they felt more comfortable with a specific vote to release the lots. So that brings us here tonight. I do note that the bond has been approved, so this is just to release the lots for building permits to be issued. The request, we did receive the appropriate lot release request from the developer, noting condition B6 of the subdivision. So that's the condition that references the provision of a surety, which in this case is the bond. And so I do feel comfortable recommending that we move ahead with the release of lots at this time.
Any questions or discussion?
Just one very minor question. Is this the form that is attached to the meeting materials? It's obviously a form that says all the planning board should sign it. Is this something that is okay to sign, to have you sign on behalf of the board, Chris?
So I believe so. In order to cover our bases and reduce any kind of need to come back to the board, I would recommend the board vote, in a two-part, to authorize me to sign in their place. And if the Registry of Deeds notes that they need signatures of the board, to also authorize the chairman of the board to sign in the place of the board, so that we would only need to collect one signature rather than having to get the document out to each of you for signatures.
You said that would be if the registry said it was necessary.
Yeah, so I'll sign for the board, and I can reach out to the registry as well first thing tomorrow. And it was just brought up that I know that we're authorized to sign for A&Rs and definitive plans. I want to have the authorization clear that if the registry comes back and says, no, they need the actual signatures of the board members, that we can do that as well.
Okay. Does anybody want to make a motion like that?
I move that we basically
Do
allow,
what he said.
yes, do what he said. Allow the
Yeah,
lot
so-
releases, approve Chris to sign. If the registry requires more than that, then we'll have to move ahead. You'll get a hold of us. And if it has to be all of us, we'll go in and each do our signing. Otherwise, it's the chair. That's what I move.
I may be able to wordsmith that a little bit better if that helps everyone.
What?
That we approve the lot release as drafted, authorizing the planner to sign on behalf of the board. Should it be necessary, we authorize the chairman to sign on behalf of the board. And furthermore, if necessary, we'll all sign.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? No discussion. Dave,
Aye.
Justin,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Prabhu,
Aye.
I vote aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One more agenda item, staff report.
Yeah, so I did want to just quickly touch base on December 14th meeting. I do want to apologize to the board. I will be presenting the budget. I have already sent this into the TA's office to meet their deadline. This is the FY22 budget. I did realize after sending it in that I very much should have requested the planning board's endorsement of that. So on the 14th, I will be asking for that endorsement. I have not emailed this out to you, but I do want to get it in your guys' hands so you have enough time to review in advance of that meeting. Kind of to give a brief synopsis of changes to the budget. Most of the items are level funded from our FY21 budget. And that's at the direction of the town administrator. I did include in the structuring of the budget, I removed, there were some line items for intern or allotments for intern work, as well as the previous budget was requesting a full-time assistant planner position. What I've done is I've removed the intern positions and moved the assistant planner to a part-time request. So it's an entry-level part-time assistant planner position that would be starting at the lowest step, which is about $20 an hour. And I think what this does is that it reduces the overall ask that the board was requesting. I'll also be looking at seeking funding from the Affordable Housing Trust, which has expressed interest in partially funding this position. In terms of amounts, it may be the amounts, I haven't been before the Affordable Housing Trust, but in terms of amounts that I've discussed anecdotally with the chairman of the Affordable Housing Trust, we may be able to fully fund the position through the trust in amounts that they've discussed previously. So hopefully that will get us some additional hours to complete the tasks that we're moving ahead with. So that is going to be the main kind of budget request that we've adjusted, but it's a reduction of our overall request, but hopefully getting those hours in a more palatable fashion. So
I'll be curious. Yeah, I'll be curious what qualifications would be on that job.
yeah, I mean, in terms of that dollar amount, I think it is very entry level, to be blunt. I think qualifications, we would be looking at either someone just out of school who's looking for some work to kind of get on the resume and to learn, the planning field in more detail. It could be a retired planner who just wants to pick up a couple hours and help with some of that that workload, or it could be a part-time mom who has some planning experience and is looking to do some limited work. So I think there may be potential to attract some candidates with that level of funding.
So you're not necessarily saying bachelor's or a higher degree in planning or, anything that specific. You just,
Yeah, I mean, we haven't specifically developed what those qualifications, I'd like to get the position funded first, but preferably bachelor's and something of that.
Okay. Anything else on staff report? Any questions on this one?
I just wanted to mention, I know some of us on the board are aware of this, but the previous occupants of the assistant planner position were, at least for a couple of years, were partly funded from the trust. So this is there is precedent for that. So that's a plus. And I think the current chair of the trust wasn't on the trust at the time, I don't think, but that certainly has been. It's quite reasonable to rely on the trust for some funding for that position, and that would help.
Okay, well,
And I
lot to be seen between now and then.
Yeah.
did we formally endorse the previous budgets when Joe was here? I don't recall endorsing any.
Not in recent times.
I
Further
think-
back, we did, and okay.
Yeah, years ago, I think we did, but for the past number of years, the budget has not been brought before the board for really any discussion or endorsement.
Yeah,
And I'll say I appreciate the fact that it is coming before us. I just was expressing the mindset that I don't recall endorsing it, at least at my time on the board, and so I don't feel any. The fact that it slipped a little bit, I'm not feeling taken back by that.
I think the budgets for several years have been pretty much just continue doing what we're doing, or the administrator said, we're going to cut this. That's what you need to put in, or something roughly along those lines.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Is there anything else that may lawfully come before us? Hearing nothing.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. No discussion. Just Dave,
Aye.
Justin,
Aye.
Linda.
Aye, even though I'm not visible.
Yes, well, she keeps beaming in and out. And Scotty's here, so. Prabhu,
Aye.
I vote aye. We're adjourned.